The subject of corruption is very hard to study because, by its nature, it takes place a bit in secret behind closed doors. And so, when you're looking at anti corruption interventions, you're often basing your work on a lack of data, a lack of real hard information. Uh, a lot of it, therefore, is based on theoretical approaches. What has worked in some types of institution, and you might be able to extrapolate and transfer across to other institutions, or what in anti-corruption theory tells you should work. An example of that is rational choice theory. If people are making rational choices, would an anti-corruption intervention work? In other words, if you tighten up a law or a rule, does that mean people are less likely to do something because there's a deterrent there? So you can apply basic aspects of anti-corruption theory to institutional settings. You can also look at the way in which institutions themselves function in ways that are nothing to do with prisons or police or whatever you might be studying, and see whether, for example, rigid hierarchies or strict rules are good or bad in certain settings in terms of trying to get anti-corruption behaviors in place. So that's a long way of saying that we know very little about prisons, and we know very little about corruption in terms of hard evidence, particularly in prisons. But because of that, you have to use other mechanisms, other techniques like anti-corruption theory or what's worked in other types of institution.